Hello, trading is closed on November 23rd, 2021. Let's do our disclaimer first. Not going to predict what happens overnight, but this is my plan for tomorrow, the 24th of November. Please follow the rules of my channel and click like if you like it. Didn't have much time to look at the market today, but I'm going to do as well as I can. We looked for the pattern with the early low, which is here, and tomorrow should have the early low. During the day, MEJT gave an ultimate sell signal, but also had a higher target. That's the minimum. We got that. Said it was false. Prices retraced. Said that was false, and they retraced again. And that's already played out. You don't have to get more, but almost always, before tomorrow's over, you get more than the minimum on the ultimate sell signal. And that low is 46.5748. So we'll pencil in that number, and we'll say we don't have to go under that price, but very often we do. And that's quite a bit lower. Not a guarantee. Well, normally when you gap down, hit a lower low, close over all the lows, and even over some of these highs, that's quite an accomplishment. Usually when you do an accomplishment like that, you get rewarded by going up the day afterwards, unless it gets invalidated by gapping and then you take these lows. That accomplished a lot, and the question I have is, did it accomplish enough? This was yesterday's all-time high. We undercut the prior high from earlier in this month. And once you undercut this low, that gives a Trader Vic 2B sell signal. It means the reversal is in place. The stop loss is overtaking this high, but it's just one more sell signal on top of all the other sell signals we've had earlier. Now this is your classic diamond. Well, it's classic since I made it up. It's one of my patterns. Here's your stilt. Here's your stilt. Here's a diamond. Diamond's kind of squished off to one side, but that's all right. The origin of the left stilt is the support resistance line. And normally, the first time you come there, it's support, and that holds. We went under it, retested it, and haven't gone through it again. So right now, the origin of the left stilt is resistance. And you can rally all you want. If you don't take out resistance, you haven't really accomplished enough. Now, time's not up. Maybe, in spite of futures being off slightly, maybe we'll gap up tomorrow, take this out. I don't know. But right now, this hasn't accomplished anything. And it still makes us vulnerable to resuming the decline tomorrow in spite of this recovery. It's a recovery which didn't go past resistance. This is resistance of prior highs. Here's where we closed this line. None of these prior highs were taken out. And if you look at the old high to this low, all we have is a 61.8% retracement. This somewhat of an island here doesn't really count. All you have is a 61.8% retracement from the old high. It's a perfect place for this recovery to stop. Doesn't mean it has to, but if it does, you can explain it. I'm still having this as the count. We think we're in way blue sea down. And if it is blue sea down, you want to move like this, and all these potential rally formations are going to fail, and probably in grand style. Well, that we don't know at this time, but it's a very likely possibility. We'll have to see if that plays out. We've been fooled before. Tomorrow's pattern has the early low. We could gap up. Typically, it's a rally day with a high in the final hour. If it's weak instead, the weakness usually manifests early and persists longer than the day. Now we gap down, hit a lower low, closed over all the lows, and normally that's a bullish pattern, and only gapping and promptly undercutting the low of day would invalidate the pattern. The Wednesday before Thanksgiving usually is a bullish day, and the volatility index printed a bar completely over the upper Bollinger band, which is a sign of extreme pessimism. So with all this much going for the bulls, a failure to rally, should it occur, hasn't happened yet, should it occur, could lead to much lower prices. So it's a cause for concern that today confirmed a 2B top. The day-long rally couldn't clear prior highs, and we have resistance from the diamond down stilts pattern as well. If we don't show strength early, the normal bullish pattern is more than likely to fail, and if it fails, it could fail very big. It hasn't failed yet, but bulls need to do a lot more than they've done. They have to clear resistance. They haven't done that yet, and if they can't, and this low falls, could be a pretty steep drop. Tomorrow has the early low, and that's today's call.